Hi there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I am making a fun creating for Christmas card using a little lace. So we're gonna start with this beautiful die. So every project I've made this week has used this die because I just love it. When I saw it in the new annual catalog, I knew I had to have it. So I'm just going to run this through super quick. When I put it through, I tend to put it at an angle like that, and then I'll turn it and put an angle like that, and then finally I'll put it across. Now, because it's 6 inches wide, you have to make sure that it's not hanging over it all, but that gets the best impression. I still have a little spot in there that didn't go as well as I would like, but what I do is I take my Take Your Pick die brush and I will just run this over the entire thing, going every which way, over my garbage can. Okay, the reason I do it over my garbage can is because all these little pieces pop all over the place and you don't want it to end up stuck on your work surface, and then you go to stamp or do something and you end up with that little piece stuck under something else. It's not good. So you can see there was that one spot that didn't cut so well, but that ought to be okay. So we'll flatten that up. We're done with this. This was the only piece I was using from this bundle. It is my favorite. And now we are going to use the largest stitched rectangle and just work it so it's even on all 4 sides, and run that through your Big Shot as well. So just peel that out. You can hear I've got some of my little pieces that just fell onto my table, so I need to make sure that I get rid of those. If you haven't felt the paper after it's gone through this die, it is incredible. It makes it so soft and like pliable, I guess would be the best way to describe it. So that we can just set aside. And I should mention I'm using a side folding A2 sized card this time. So we will glue that on, but not quite yet. So we can set that aside. Now I'm going to use the Rooted in Nature dies. Oops. It's a 2-part one, so some dies in that one and some dies in this one. So we are going to use that large leaf and maybe the small leaf as well. Now these ones only emboss. We also need to be able to cut. And I just noticed that with the new Gathered Together, which is in the holiday catalog, this one does both. So it cuts and embosses at the same time. And I wish we could do that one for these leaves, but it wouldn't look much like a poinsettia without those type of leaves. So if you happen to catch my Facebook post this morning, I shared a trick, which is actually in the catalog. I didn't even realize it. I had seen it on Instagram from another demonstrator. But if you spritz your cardstock with water first, you will get a beautiful tone-on-tone defined image. Now I've got my focus lock on, so you can't really see that. But take my word for it, it looks amazing. So what we need to do is first we need to cut quite a few of these. I'm going to say we need 8 of these and maybe 4 of the leaf. So I'm going to pause it and I will be back momentarily. Seconds for you, but momentarily for me. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. You can probably tell by the line and the shade. But I want to show you this quickly. I've done... I decided to do 10 of the cherry cobbler and 5 of the shaded spruce. So all we need to do is spritz this, and I'm just going to put it over top of my filthy chamois so that I don't get my table all wet. But it's just a spritzer, and that's a really generous spritzing, but let's do both. We'll let that one sit for a couple seconds. I also wasn't spritzing it quite this close. I was just kind of holding it out and spraying it. Okay, I'll let that one sit for a minute. So all you have to do is line it up, and because it's wet, they kind of want to stick together anyways, and then run that through your Big Shot. I've got so much stuff on my desk that I can't really move my Big Shot right now. But the definition that you get by doing this is just incredible. You probably can't see very much of that. I've locked my focus so that it doesn't keep zooming in and out. And then when it's had a couple of seconds to dry, just kind of fold it in half and it will make it look a little more realistic. Now with this one, I might have over sprayed it, but we'll see. Worst case, I cut another one. So I am really glad that with the new Gather Together bundle, it cuts and embosses in one shot. So you don't have to run your leaves through 10 times to cut and then 10 more times to emboss. So that is pretty sweet. So that is it for Rooted in Nature. We're done with a little lace. Now we just need to assemble this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start, I just have a scrap of Very Vanilla right here. And we'll just use the 1-inch circle punch. Use whatever you have handy. And we'll put a little bit of glue on that just to get these petals going. I am going to be using something from the new holiday catalog, which is not available yet until September 4th, but you're definitely going to want this bundle. This is Itty Bitty Christmas, as you can see, and it's got some dies. They don't actually cut out any of the sentiments, but I mean, look at this gorgeous flower. There's a single one there if it's hard to see what the pattern is. There's a couple of snowflakes. There's a bundle of snowflakes. Like, this just reminds me of the snowflake bundle that we had last year. Aren't they gorgeous? So you're definitely going to want to bundle those and save your 10%. And then I think for the sentiment, this just arrived yesterday, so I haven't even looked at it. I was kind of thinking we could do Thinking of You at Christmas or Season's Greetings. And if it's not too busy, we're going to use the new ornate dies, which are also from the holiday catalog, and these are just beautiful. I have it on a very small magnet right now, so it might be hard for you to see, but let's get this part going so that we can figure out the rest. This is another one of those fly by the seat of my pants videos. So I hope you're okay with that. Now for the leaves, I think I'm just going to put it right on the leaf instead of putting a whole bunch there. And then again, you're going to fill in some gaps. You can see that. So we have a couple of options. We can use the faceted gems and color those and put a couple of them in the middle. Or we could use some rhinestones, we could use some pearls. There's another fun one that just came out in the annual catalog, and I haven't actually used these yet, but I'm thinking they might be a little too small. Can you see those? It would look pretty, but I think it's going to be too small. We could put a couple of them, but then I think it's going to be too much. And they're a good weight. So I think let's go with the faceted gems, and we will color them with the dark mango melody. Maybe we'll do the medium. We can do a couple of them. Let's do that. We're going to use a bit of the Champagne Mist shimmer spray. I don't have a scrap of paper handy. Yes, I do. I like to save my grid paper as long as I can, so I'm just going to spray it on here. And all you have to do is give it, whoa, a couple sprays. Maybe not as close as I did that first one, but it certainly adds something. I'm going to take my focus lock off so you can see the detail on this. Isn't that beautiful? You can see the shimmer. Yowza. It's beautiful. So we've got our background here. I think we'll put it close to the top so that we have room for a sentiment, but we could always put the sentiment on the inside. I do think I want to move that leaf just a little bit. There we go. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. I'll put my focus lock back on so that that doesn't happen again. Okay. Let's figure that out. Instead of using my sponge dauber and silicone craft mat, I'm just gonna put some circles of glue on here. Die is so intricate, it's really hard to get a good adhesive layer on this without it oozing through, and you do not want that. Okay, so now we can put some Tombow on here. And this is actually a side folding card. You could do it so that it opens up this way or this way. And I think we're gonna do that way. So this is likely a card that you're going to want to hand deliver. It will fit in an envelope. You might just have to bend those couple of petals a little bit or just move it in closer when you do it. Dun, 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 dun. I think we're going to use Season's Greetings, which is where? Right up here. So this is a cling mount stamp set. So if you are new to cling mount, new to Stampin' Up, stay tuned. All you have to do is take off those couple of pieces, line this up. Now you want to be sure that you've lined it up properly, because once it's on, it ain't ever coming off. Not in one piece. So we could do Season's Greetings right there, and I am thinking, I think these are all too long. That one could work if we tuck it in underneath. Maybe let's do that. Have it under there. Just fit. We can still move this around a little bit without it all falling apart. Or not. Do we love it? I love it. I'm not loving that as much as what I had in my head, but that's okay. So that is all for today, my crafty friends. I hope you have enjoyed my second installment of Creating for Christmas, using my product of the week, a little lace. Coming up with something holiday themed was it wasn't as much of a challenge as I thought it would be, because this lends itself so beautifully to just any background. So again, a little lace, rooted in nature, itty bitty Christmas, and we use the new ornate frames from the holiday catalog. So blending some old with some new, and I cannot wait for you to get your hands on the new holiday catalog. If you live in Canada and do not yet have a demonstrator, I would be thrilled to get one of these out to you. Can't show you what's on the inside yet, but I didn't put my label on there yet. I was going to show you there's a nice label on the back that has a QR code that will take you to my online store, so that when the catalog goes live, all you have to do is hold your phone up to your catalog and you'll be ready to order. So again, that is all for this week, my crafty friends. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope if you have not hit that big subscribe button below that you will continue to, or you will consider doing that, and you will catch 2 new videos each and every week. So that is all. Last time, promise. We'll see you soon, my crafty friends. Bye.